stupid or foolish here. We know what we're dealing with. We have gone through the documentation. So when we ask you questions about direct procurement, please answer. This is a very emotive issue, and don't give me that smirk. Respond to the issue. We've got so many other issues where you are directly involved. And then now the icing on the cake, you end up firing an individual because of that contract. Number two, you disregard that there are institutions here in this country which has been set up to be able to follow every single step that you make. Mr. Board Chairman, can you tell us also about the 15 million which a company that had won that contract had paid and was later reimbursed that money? I'm finished.
And we have the evidence.
You know, it sounds good or even convincing when you make a statement like that. But if you had asked me to produce that email instead of relying on leaked documents, I would have produced it to you. And if you are a lawyer, which I don't know whether or not you are a lawyer, and read that email, you would understand the position I am taking. And I stand with that email. You can read it to try to twist the contents of it, but you'll be wasting everybody's time. If you had asked me for it, like I said, instead of waiting for it to be leaked to you, I would have given it to you because I have it. And I wrote it with my eyes open. What you need to understand, or what the country needs to understand, is that we are building a warehouse. And we gave a contract, or we floated a tender for the racking of that warehouse. And that it was an international tender. And that many tenderers came out and tendered for that works. And the board had at a meeting passed a budget for it. We had a budget for it for 1.1 billion shillings. That's what you need to understand. And so I'm giving you the information. Because like I said, instead of relying on leaked documents, you had asked for the true position, I would have given it to you.
Chair, proceed.
There is no reason to sensationalize an
Chair,
issue.
on a point of order.
Listen,
Is the board in order to be able to lecture people here?
You're not going to get an answer.
Order, CEO, there's a point of order that has
Chair,
been raised.
point of order.
Yes.
We will not going to allow the chair of the board to lecture people here. If he's asked a question, you need to respond to it. To the chair.
Okay, kindly.
Because what we are seeing is trying to build another scenario where he is trying to escape the question that are more obvious to him than using that he's a lawyer. Now we want to bring other jargons. We are just asking you because before you said that you are not directly involved in procurement. Why were you writing this letter if you're not involved?
If only you allow me to answer that question,
Kindly.
you get the answer if you don't interrupt me. Because you must understand, like I said, that this was a tender that was opened and a company won the tender. The company won the tender and another company that had tendered went to PPRAO, the board, to contest that tender. And that board made a decision. If you understand procurement laws, there's a period within which you appeal against the decision of the board. If there is no appeal, then the tendered position becomes the tendered position. So the question I'm raising in that email, and do not try to confuse Kenyans that I'm trying to interfere with the board, with a procurement, because I said...
Just on a point of order, Chair.
I said
on a point of order, Chair. You're a former senator, you understand point of orders. My issue is very basic and very specific. In your earlier submissions, you stated clearly that the board is not involved in procurement. What business do you now have trying to lecture us on procurement laws and you directing through an email that contract be signed latest by noon? If you do not have any role, if you want to say that you're an angel and you only give directions, you only approve the procurement plan.
Madam
No, I'm on the point of order. Just wait. You will answer. The guilty are always afraid.
Of course.
If there is nothing you are afraid of, just take your time. And I'm glad you admitted. He said, of course. If you have got nothing to hide, Board Chair, then you respond to the questions without trying to point a finger. And if you say that maybe the information you have,
honorable colleagues from the both sides of the aisle, and to the future generation who we are bequeathing this world to, I have this to say. Party loyalty versus meritocracy are two very different things. Today, my dear brother, the man I respect a lot, Professor Kindiki Kithure, we're here to discuss the issue of party loyalty, not your competence. I have sat on this chair and listened to you, give your rulings, which are well thought out, and your competency can never be questioned. The issue at hand here is an issue that has been brought by your party in regards to your loyalty to that party. My brother, you and I go through the same challenges when my party loyalty was being questioned. And I stand here to say that I'm fully loyal to my party, ODM. I have been a loyal member of that party, ODM. And my party leader have been informed by other squatters. I call them squatters because they're not even people who have homes, that I was disloyal to the party. That is not true. My brother, you know, if it is a matter of democracy, democracy for me and the defense of democracy is a matter of life and death for me. But in this case, it's a party loyalty issue. My dear brother, your goose is cooked. The best you can do is to leave and fight another day. The fight that I'm personally going through, which has brought a lot of questions, is what I want to share with you so that you know you are not alone in this fight. And to the people of Tharaka Nithi, I want to plead to the people of Tharaka Nithi to continue supporting the process of democracy that brought you into this house. Because when we come into this house, we are given opportunities to serve as committee chairs, as deputy speakers. In fact, if you remember, my dear brother, when you were elected, I was your competitor. You won, and I shook your hand and I said, congratulations. So life has ways of teaching us. Party loyalty, some may argue that it might reduce the greatest to a mere, or to the mere masses. But these are things which are there in history that we cannot change. So to end, I don't subscribe to the school of thought that says that we should blindly respect our parties because of democracy. But when a party has made a decision, there's nothing that we in this house can be able to do to be able to save you. If my party made a decision to de-whip me, whether or not I put a fight, the only thing that I can tell the party is that I am loyal to that party. And I will stay in that party to fight from within for my position. Because I believe that the people of Narok, who elected me here, did so because of merit, but not because of mediocrity. So I want to tell you, my brother, that it's going to be well. You know, these are positions we are given, and I've come to learn that politics is a really dirty game. It is a dirty game. So to end, I end with these two words: meritocracy versus political party loyalty. It's something that all of us must define in the future. Are we elected because of merit or because of our loyalty to the party? In this case, it is because of our loyalty to the party that we are given that chance to serve. So my dear brother, and I want to assure my party leader that despite all the rumors you're getting, I am loyal to the core. And the people of Narok remain loyal. Mr. Speaker, sir, it is evil. We must be our brother's keepers. When I came into this house, I said I'm proud to be in this house because this is indeed the house of union. And if we're the house of union, it will be wrong for one county to gain, yet
let's consult the
people of Turkana,
senators,
just on the land parameter alone, will lose 1.4 billion shillings. Mr. Speaker, sir, the second reason why I support the amendment by Senator Sakaja is because of the way that the committee played around.
Let's consult in low tones.
In terms of
observe social distancing, please,
health.
senators. Proceed.
Mr. Speaker, sir, when you come and lie to the public that you have the CRA formula and you are now playing around with figures, you amend it and you raise it and you give it a weight of 20%. You take 3 counties, take all the money. That is Kirinyaga, Kakamega, and Bungoma. Mr. Speaker, sir, it would have been a different story if we would have even stuck with the issue of CRA. And that is why you saw in this amendment, we focused, the weight that we gave was the 17% on health because it was well reasoned, advised by the Abuja Declaration. Mr. Speaker, sir, the third point, which is the last point for me to allow members to vote, is on the issue of agriculture. The committee played with the weight and they raised it to 12%. When they did that, they took away money from urban centers like Nairobi and Mombasa, which benefit from the urban parameter. So, Mr. Speaker, sir, for the unity of this nation, I want to see Narok County receiving 8 billion, which they received last year, for the next few years until the time that we can be able to generate more money. Mr. Speaker, sir, I want to see the county of Kirinyaga getting what they got this year, which is the actual figure of 4.2 billion. I want to see the county of Lamu getting at a minimum the amount of money that they received this year, which was 2.5 billion. Mr. Speaker, sir, Madam Speaker, sir, Article 203 of the Constitution is very clear. When we are dividing revenue, we must take certain factors into consideration. Our counties, the marginalized counties, have been marginalized for way too long. We cannot be the house that continues to kill devolution. We must stand with our people, all the way from Turkana to Rombo in Kajiado. So, Madam Speaker, with those few remarks, because I know the time is going on, I second.
Order, members. Order, members. You cannot tell me to put a question to something that has not even been proposed. So let's do things in order. This is a house of order. Honorable senators, I now propose the question that the motion be amended as moved by Senator Sakaja and captured in the order paper. Senator Mwaura Isaac.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I rise to oppose this motion